Let's go live now to Charlotte Bellis. She joins us from the Afghan capital, Kabul. So, are people getting out to vote despite the violence?
Yes, some people are, but there are logistical challenges. So a lot of polling stations haven't actually opened yet, and there are long lines. We've heard that there are protests outside some polling stations as people wait for them to open. I talked to an election observer this morning who confirmed, yes, some of these polling stations haven't opened because the materials aren't inside the polling centres. He says some of the biometric machines aren't working, and that also some of his observers haven't been allowed in. So not a smooth start. Polls opened just under 3 hours ago. On top of that, as you said, the security issues as well. The Taliban said that they would try to disrupt these elections. They see them as an extension of American influence in Afghanistan, and they wanted to put a stop to them. They've warned people over and over again, do not go to vote, because we will launch attacks on election day. And we are starting to see that just in the last few hours. So we have confirmed attacks in 4 separate provinces across the country and unconfirmed reports of attacks in another 5. In Kabul, we've actually had an explosion in the city, although casualties aren't confirmed. There's another explosion just north of Kabul city. In Ghazni province, polling stations closed in the centre of the city. You may remember Ghazni was nearly taken over by the Taliban in August. They have burnt a polling station there. In Kunduz, mortar rounds have hit 2 schools, and 86 of 220 polling stations remain open. All those others have been closed because of attacks. So across the country, the Taliban really doing their best to try to disrupt this. President Ghani, on the other hand, trying to instill confidence. My colleague Hashim Alabara has just been to a polling centre and said that, yes, it is very tense, but there were long lines of people and security was incredibly high. So two different narratives here. Hashim talked to some candidates and filed a report about, from the candidates' perspective. Here it is.
Khatira Ishaqzai was a journalist before she decided to become a politician. A former member of the Kabul Provincial Council, she's now running for a seat in parliament. Afghanistan remains a deeply conservative society where women say they are discriminated against. But Khatira seems hopeful this could be the best chance for women to make their mark in politics.
When we meet in people, even men, they don't trust on the men anymore. They said that last time we trust men, but they broke our heart and they broke our trust, and we never trust again them.
This is the first time in Afghan elections that most of the candidates are young, independent and determined to change political life. People like Harun Shams Khan say Afghan institutions have been crippled by warlords and corrupt officials, and that this election is the moment to defeat them.
We want a clean parliament. First of all, these parliament, the representative, they misuse their authorities. They misuse the concept of parliament. So first of all, we need to bring young, educated people with plan. How can they build their country?
In the past, Afghans largely voted along ethnic and regional lines, but the main political parties are losing their influence and the traditional elite is losing its appeal. People here say they are eager to see change.
There are no job opportunities for us. Our people are well educated and the parliament should help create job opportunities for the Afghan people.
Security is getting worse and has to be improved. Past parliaments did nothing. MPs make all sorts of promises and must deliver once elected.
There's been widespread fraud in previous elections, so the international community has been pushing for genuine political reforms. For them, a representative parliament would be the first step towards political stability and reconciliation. It's been 17 years since the fall of the Taliban government here in the capital. People have been electing their leaders, hoping for a safer, better and prosperous country. But many fear their dreams won't come true because of the continuing war. And it's this growing disillusionment that may affect voter turnout at a crucial moment for Afghanistan. Hashim Alabara, Al Jazeera, Kabul.
So Charlotte, from security to reform issues, will these elections be seen as credible, and how important is that for the future of the government?
I've just got to let you know that while that package was playing, we actually heard the sound of a rocket being fired. We believe it's a rocket as opposed to an explosion here in Kabul. And then multiple sirens. Over my right shoulder are a lot of embassies. We've heard a siren go off from the US Embassy and then sirens going off from other embassies. So we'll bring you that as soon as we get it confirmed as to what that was.
Charlotte, do we need to let you go and take cover at this point? We don't want to keep you in any kind of jeopardy.
No, I think it's more of an alert towards the green zone. But in terms of what this election means in general, I mean, the Americans came in here in 2001. They've pumped so much money, the entire international community pumped so much money into creating sustainable democracy in this country. And today is really the test for the Afghan government, is can they deliver on this in this climate. I mean, the Taliban, military analysts say the Taliban controls or contests 63% of districts in this country, which is higher, it's the highest it's been since the Americans came in 2001. So in that climate, can the Afghan government deliver on credible elections today?
All right, Charlotte Elexday from Kabul.